Welcome, families, once again to the Hokie Nation. My name is Kinley Andrew. I use she, her pronouns, and I serve as the coordinator for new student and family programs here at Virginia Tech. Your student is going through an exciting and significant, some might even say stressful, time as they start their collegiate career here at Virginia Tech. Your student is probably anxious about what's to come and perhaps a little unsure of what to expect, all while still excited about this new adventure. You too, as a family member, will likely go through some changes and transitions, but don't worry. This presentation, which we call Families as Partners, has been created especially for you. It is our goal that you are able to gain further comfort and clarity about how to best support your new Hokie during this exciting new chapter.
Please note that all of the material is also on our Hokies on Track app. If you haven't downloaded the app, you are missing out on an extremely valuable tool. If you are having trouble downloading the app, please contact the new Student and Family Programs office. Another exceptional resource is being mailed to you. It was created with you in mind, so please be sure to reference it throughout your student's time with us. In the folder, you will find the following information: various university resources with websites and phone numbers listed. Information is provided on transportation, well-being, community, campus safety, and crisis support. This resource is guaranteed to help you navigate Virginia Tech. During our time together, we will discuss relationships, letting go versus letting grow, partnership, expectations, communication, family conversations, academic and financial management, making choices, FERPA, as well as maintaining perspective and setting goals. So let's talk about relationships. Our primary goal is your student's success and happiness. You know your student, and we know student development. If we work together, we can create a great support network for your student that not only gets them started in a positive manner, but encourages thriving and success throughout their academic career. As an institution, Virginia Tech provides opportunities for learning, advocacy, support, and assistance. It is important to note that learning happens in many places: classrooms, rec fields, the coffee shop, residence halls, on-campus jobs, student organizations, and more. In this relationship, we treat your student as the adult they are. Our expectations of your student as an adult are to read and know policies, ask questions, learn about services and take advantage of them, and adhere to the university's principles of community and commit to our aspirations for student learning. We'll talk more in a few slides about setting expectations with your student. Many times, family members encounter people that tell them that since their student is moving off to college, that it is time to let them go. Your student may be growing up and embarking on a new journey, but that doesn't mean you have to let them go completely. You are essential in your student's college experience, and we want you there, supporting them along the way. Instead of letting your student go, we encourage letting your student grow. College is a time of learning and development. Sometimes that means your student has to choose their own path and take action on their own. Because of this, your role might change to something similar to a life coach. Give them advice and encourage them to take action if they're having an issue or need assistance. Challenge them to solve problems with their roommates and their friend groups. It's important to follow up and see if you can support them or recommend any additional resources for their success. We see you as a vital partner in your student's college experience, which we'll talk about next, but we don't want you to feel like you have to let them go. Now, it's important to know how you can support this partnership with your student. We view partnership as shown in this diagram. We see the student as the center of this partnership and recognize that their families, peers, and the university play a large role in shaping and molding their collegiate experience. It's vital that we encourage communication and collaboration between these systems of support to motivate and empower the student to make the most of their time at Virginia Tech. Consider transitioning from a parent and child relationship to a coach and student. So let's talk about what you can do as a strong coach. You can act as a motivator and cheerleader, familiarize yourself with university services, use that folder I mentioned earlier. Encourage and support your student, listen to them, and give them the space to process out loud. Let your student make and own their own decisions and help them reflect afterwards. Talk about family expectations, communicate your expectations, and learn theirs. So let's talk about expectations. Throughout your student's college experience, it's important to set them for both you and your student so that everyone is on the same page. Be open to discussions and be willing to cover more difficult subjects like grades, alcohol usage, travel, budgeting, and evolving relationships. Remember, if your student knows where you stand on an issue, they can work to meet your expectations. Be sure to discuss your expectations and theirs, as well as how those blend with those of the university, keeping in mind that partnership we talked about earlier. Remember, the time with your student between now and when you bring them to move in is invaluable. We hope that you will spend some time talking about these topics and sharing your expectations. One of the biggest changes is communication, and we all know communication is key. Whether you FaceTime, email, text message, or talk on the phone, keep in touch with your student. I imagine some of you here have a student that won't answer your call, but will quickly respond to a text. Students communicate in many different ways, so it's important to figure out the best method to stay in touch while they're here in Blacksburg. If you call, you don't necessarily need to call every day, but check in periodically to see how they are adjusting and liking their new lifestyle. You might consider setting up a specific day or time for those check-in conversations. Remember, communication is key to helping your family unit stay close and connected. During these check-ins, what are some things you can discuss? Let's start with academic conversations. What are your students' expectations? What are their goals for grades, and what do they think class will be like? How do they want to share their academic performance? What are your expectations? Think about how will you react if grades are lower than expected, or if your student changes their major. Don't be surprised or worried if your student calls home and explains that they have decided to change their major from what they originally planned on studying. It is common for many students in their first year to do their own self-discovery and exploring, and because of that, take a different course of action. You can encourage your student throughout this process by recommending resources, like making an appointment with Transitional Advising, their academic advisor, or Career and Professional Development. These resources will help your student make educated decisions about potential career paths and provide insights into the profession they are considering. Did you know that 35 to 40% of students change their major at Virginia Tech? You've probably heard from other college students that it's pretty common for someone to change their major. For some, it can create stress just thinking about how to talk with families about a desired change. Help us support your student in finding the area of study where they can thrive and make positive contributions now and in the future. It is also important to talk to your student about financial management. Start with budgeting, for instance. Do you expect your student to find student employment? Will they get an allowance from you? Finding a part-time job might be a good option for your student. Research has shown that those who work a part-time job are better with time management. Also, finding a job on campus is a great way to learn key skills before an internship or entering a professional work environment. Talk with your student about making decisions and the potential consequences of them. Talk to them about their health and well-being, mental and physical health, and their safety. Decisions related to alcohol consumption, use, and abuse. What do you expect of your student? Share those expectations with them and have a conversation. Here are some tips for this continued communication. Keep open and consistent communication. Be more of a listener, asking questions to promote discussion. Serve as more of a guide in problem solving, not the fixer. Ask your student, what do you think? And give them time to think and reply. Don't jump in too quickly. Let things sit for a bit. Sometimes giving things 24 hours offers a completely new outlook on the situation. Now let's talk about navigating the laws and policies that affect the university. FERPA, the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act. It is a federal law established in 1974. It is about disclosure of student information and what we, as an institution and employees within the institution, can and cannot disclose. Under FERPA, we are able to disclose basic directory info. FERPA defines directory information as information contained in the education records of a student that would not generally be considered harmful or an invasion of privacy if disclosed. However, we are not able to share other information about your student without their consent. Let me reiterate, the student must grant you consent for us to be able to share information with you. Your student can give you access through a form on Hokie Spa. Your student must provide you a code that you would share with us if you call for information that is FERPA protected. Review FERPA disclosure screen on Hokie Spa with your student and have a conversation about what boundaries and expectations you have with each other. Remember, trust and communication is key. There are some exceptions. If there is a health and safety concern, we can discuss this with you as the student's parent or designated family member or guardian. We cannot and will not discuss health and counseling records covered by HIPAA, another federal law. The registrar's site is a good site to get more information on this. The last thing we want you to talk to your student about is maintaining perspective and setting goals. Your student will probably have a list of things they're looking forward to, doing, or achieving during their time in Blacksburg. This is a great opportunity to discuss with your student what they want out of their college experience. What kind of legacy do they want to leave at Virginia Tech? Do they want to do anything different from high school and college? Ask questions that help them set goals and achieve their dreams. But also remind them that they have 4 to 5 years to accomplish everything. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. They should pace themselves. Sometimes the time can feel as though it's going by quickly, so encourage them to be intentional with their involvement and make the most of their time and experience VT. Your student will likely feel the biggest onset of homesickness within the first 48 to 72 hours. Virginia Tech has a variety of programs and activities during what we call Weeks of Welcome, once they move designed to help your student find their place and meet new people on campus. Weeks of Welcome is part of our orientation and transition experience, and the official start of the Virginia Tech academic and co-curricular experience for new Hokies. After students arrive for the fall semester, they will be able to pick from a blend of programs and events during the first 3 weeks of the semester to customize their schedule to match their interest. The best way to help your student avoid the onset of homesickness is to be supportive to your student during this time. Encourage them to tell you about their new adventures on campus, both good and bad. Not only will it help them relieve some stress and anxiety, it will also help keep you in the loop too. Encourage your student to get out and get involved. We want to help your student find their place at Virginia Tech. As you and your student embark on their journey to Virginia Tech, know that there are numerous faculty, staff, and resources available to help along the way. My office, New Student and Family Programs, is here to help ease the transition and ensure that both you and your student have a positive experience. Sign up to receive our monthly family newsletter. Details on how to do that are on your resource folder. Make plans to participate in our family weekends in the fall and spring. This year, Fall Family Weekend is from September 16th through 18th. In short, your student doesn't have to go at it alone, and neither do you. The Hokie Family Hub helps you stay up to date with the latest information for Virginia Tech families. You decide how much or little you want to hear from us. The content is based on what is most relevant to you and your student, along with general info about helping your student succeed. Periodically, you will receive campus alerts and updates. You can also find the 2022 Family Orientation Community. Make sure you log in and complete your profile. Last year, we started a podcast as another way for you to engage with us and all of the resources we have on campus. Hokie Track Chats are designed to support and educate proud Hokie families by providing information on campus and community resources, promoting healthy student and family relationships, and proactively addressing questions and concerns. You can find us wherever you listen to your podcast. For many years, proud Hokie families have wanted an easy way to send their student care packages as a reminder that someone at home is thinking of them. We've listened and partnered with Campus Cube to provide this service to families. You can send one at a time or sign up for a care package plan. I encourage you to check this out as a great resource for our families. Now that I have spent some time telling you about the changing relationship between you and your student, we hope that you are excited to embark on this new journey through this partnership. If you or your student has any questions, please do not hesitate to contact our office using the following methods. Thank you for watching, and go Hokies!